All right, so I should warn you what you're about to hear here. It might be a bit disturbing, but this is actually what happened to somebody, and we're going to hear from her. So picture the scene, woman backing her car out on the street, and suddenly this happens.
I live here. Chez vous, India. India, Pakistan, va dans chez vous.
Yeah? Want to look at my passport?
Ah ouais, t'es calé.
Want to look at my passport, my birth certificate?
T'es pas calé.
Get out of
Y'a
here.
pas d'affaire à venir ici quand tu parles pas la langue.
Get out of here.
Get out of here, calé. Prends ta crise de police, pas prendre la langue chez vous.
They'll tell you to go home. They won't tell us to go home.
We're
Because
home.
you're the ones who are yelling at us. You're yelling at them on our property.
That went on for 2.5 minutes, by the way. That's just a little sample of it. The guy yelling at them, that ignorant man, about go home, go to India.
Awful.
Look, it's as I said, it'll be the question we ask later on. NADISHA HOSEIN is from Lasalle, and NADISHA, you were there. You were driving. From what I understand, you were backing the car out of your driveway. Is that accurate?
Hi, yes. Hi, Erin. Hi, Natasha.
Hi, NADISHA.
So can you set the scene for us? You're backing the car out of your driveway, minding your own business, and then this gentleman just walks up and just starts verbally abusing you. Is that what's going on?
So I'll tell you the whole thing. So
Okay.
last week Thursday at 4:15, I leave with my 8-year-old daughter to go for tutoring sessions. So I was backing out of the driveway, and I saw he was coming down the sidewalk. So I said I'll just stop and wait until he passes, and then I would continue backing out of the driveway. And then he came over to the driver's side, and he said, you people have to learn to keep your car in the driveway or on the street. And then, because my husband was outside, that's the other person you hear in the video, and he's like, what's your problem? She's just waiting for you to pass, and then she's going to reverse. And then he started talking about language, so then I pulled down my window, and I said, and he right away, he's like, you don't speak any French. And I answered him in French, and I said, yes, I speak French. And I said, I was waiting for you to pass, and then I would go. And then the verbal abuse started in between my husband and the man, and my friend was visiting, and that's the other woman that you hear in the video. And then my neighbor heard it because she was working from home. She was trying to get the man's attention, and he wasn't listening to her. So she came down, and that's the other woman that you see in the video. And as soon as she started speaking, he's like, you're from France. Go back to France.
Oh.
So you go back to India, she go back to France. He just kept with the swearing, the expletives. We cut out some of the stuff we obviously can't play on the radio.
Right.
Do you know this man? Had you ever seen him before?
Yes, so this man walks up and down our street a couple times a day, sometimes 3 or 4 times a week.
Okay.
He's never really, pleasant looking. He looks like that all the time, very, like a frown face. And all the while this is going on, my 8-year-old is in the back
Oh,
seat.
NADISHA.
And you've never had any run-ins with him before, have you?
No, never. And then, so I sent the video to my friend. You can hear it in the video so that when the police came, she could show it to them. So as we were leaving, my daughter asked me, she's like, Mommy, are we the wrong color?
Oh, no.
So I said, no. I said, they're just stupid people in the world.
Okay. Look, you just mentioned the police now. Who called the police?
My friend Chrissy in the video.
Okay. And what happened? They showed up, and what happened then?
Yeah, so they obviously, I wasn't there because I had to take my daughter someplace. So from what my husband told me, that 2 police officers showed up. They saw the video. They said there's nothing that they can do. And if he were to come back to videotape it and call 911. So that's what my husband told me when I got home. So the following day, I decided to go on Friday morning, I decided to go to the police station myself to show the video to see if there was anything else I could do. And the police officer there also agreed with his colleague, saying that there's nothing that they can do because he was only insulting us. He wasn't threatening us. If he was threatening us, then there's something that they can do. And him as well, he said videotape and call 911, and only then we could get a restraining order for him to not come on our street anymore.
Which you obviously don't want to do because that would just, I guess, make things worse.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I would like it. I don't want him on my streets. I mean, every time I leave the house now, I'm always looking up and down the street to see if he's going to be walking there. I don't want to subject the girls to seeing this man again.
That's exactly what was going through my head, Nadisha. I was thinking for you and your kids and your husband, for your whole family, to know that it's not some random stranger. It's someone who lives on your street in your neighborhood. The chances are you're going to see him again. So now what, Nadisha? And how are your kids doing?
The older one is okay. The younger one is not so good. When we had come back from downtown, she said that she wanted to sleep with the neighbors at the neighbor's house. And I said, why do you want to sleep there? She said, because they're white and nobody's going to bother them.
This is from an 8-year-old?
Yes.
That's heartbreaking.
That's
beyond heartbreaking. And I like to think that if that idiot who said those things could hear that, he might have a change of heart, but I highly doubt it, Nadisha. So now do you just wait and watch and hope for the best?
No, actually, the chief of police called me this afternoon.
Good.
And because apparently it blew up on Twitter. I don't have Twitter, so I don't know. She said that she started investigating it this afternoon, and that she followed up on it, and she said there was something that was filed, something called a hate incident. So it's not a hate crime; it's a hate incident. Mm-hmm. And I told her, I said, it would have been nice if the two police officers had told my husband that they were going to file this hate incident, because to me, when all three of the officers said the same thing, that there's nothing that they can do, well, how was I supposed to know that they were going to file a hate incident?
And what did she say to that?
So she actually agreed. She said she completely understands, and she said she wants to make it aware for the police officers to take things more seriously and to file the proper forms and to have the citizens aware of what they're filing.
Okay. Look, Nadisha, we're out of time. I thank you for sharing the stories. I said we're going to talk about this later in the show and ask people, what do we do in a case like this? Because you were not, and the police told you were not assaulted in any way, shape, or form. You were not threatened in any way, shape, or form.
You were harassed.
Right, and there's nothing they could do, and you're now
hateful.
finding out something a little different. So we're going to ask people about that. As far as you're concerned, this matter is closed?
No, it's still going to be ongoing. I'm working with the Red Coalition with Alain Babineau about it, and he's actually the one that is filing on my behalf the hate incident as well.
Nadisha, please come back. Keep us up to date with
thank you so
any
much.
updates, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it. There
we
you
wish
go.
you the best.